not a community that hasn't been touched by an injustice like this. And it just made it more real for the people I know back in the Twin Cities.
Ryan Harris grew up in Minneapolis, where George Floyd was killed while in police custody. Like many of you, he's watched the fallout on television.
Flashbang, you just heard right there. Protesters are scattering. What is it you tell your kids when they ask what's going on, Dad?
I tell my kids the truth. You know, my son's 6 and my daughter's 5. We got a newborn as well. But I have to tell my son what's happening. These are things that myself and people who look like me have to explain to our children. And that's a piece that hopefully will change by the time they get older.
The former Bronco protected Peyton Manning in Super Bowl 50 and helped bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Denver. Harris says racial profiling is something he experienced off the field.
Kareem Jackson made a great point that every black NFL player knows. You know, you are great when you're in the locker room. You can achieve what you work towards. But the moment you leave that practice facility or that stadium, the rules are very different for you. And, you know, everybody around, just ask anybody who looks different than you what their experience has been. Everybody's had an experience that has been negative.
Ryan views peaceful protests as a step in the right direction.
Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
And I believe all of us watching it at home or being out there demonstrating, that's what we all feel right now, is a joint sense of responsibility.
I wonder if you have a message to people out there, maybe some steps they can take to give legitimate support to the African American community here in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, you have such an opportunity right now to connect with people who've had a different experience than you. And by validating it and also going outside your own experience, you can really build connections that will create change.
We will continue to fight to do what's right.
This is something that continues to happen, has happened, and until we take action in learning about each other and standing next to each other, provided we can, 13 feet apart, we're not going to do anything. And we'll end up back here.
Harris's voice carries weight, and so do his actions. 3 times he's joined the cleanup effort at City Park to make sure the message is heard.
You know, I had somebody tell me, they said, Ryan, you know, I'm tired of the protests. I said, great, what are you doing about it? They said, what do you mean? I said, well, if you're tired of the protests, are you taking some action behind what this is, behind to stop police brutality, to connect with the police department in your area, to make sure that these kinds of things don't happen. That way we can go beyond this, hopefully for the first time in hundreds of years.